Hey guys, welcome to Coffee and Crime. I'm your host Astrid.
I'm Vanessa.
And today we have, as usual, our two goons.
What's up? We're back!
And today we're talking about Ed Gein, the man who inspired quite a few movies and certain characters. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1974 film was lightly based on a real-life murderer, Ed Gein, who is known to have murdered two women in the 1950s and stole bodies from the local graveyard in Plainfield, Wisconsin. He would decapitate the bodies he stole from the graveyard and skin them to preserve them as masks. Ed did wear a human scalp and face like Leatherface did in the movie. However, he also wore a vest of skin complete with breast and female genitals strapped above his own. That's where the character from The Silence of the Lamb, Buffalo Bill, got his basis as well. Ed did this to help quell his desire to be a woman, not because of skin disease as Leatherface did in the movie. Now, to give y'all a background on Ed and his family, Augusta Gein, Ed's mother, was a deeply religious woman who preached the Bible to Ed and his brother Henry on a daily basis. She was a strict and hard woman who would never waver her own beliefs, which she ingrained into the family. Augusta viewed Ed's father, George Gein, as being worthless because he was an alcoholic. When she saved enough money from her grocery business in La Cruce, she moved the family away from the sin of the city to a farm in Plainfield, Wisconsin. She would try to instill her son that sex was evil and women were instruments of the devil. In doing so, she helped create a monster, Ed Gein, aka the Butcher of Plainfield.
Poor evil Vanessa.
Wow.
And from there, Ed grew up shy and was ignored by the other kids at school, who saw him as quiet and feminine. That's where Norman Bates from the film Psycho got the feminine qualities as well as the attachment to his mother from. Ed's mother would scold him when he tried to make friends, which caused him to turn inward and begin to reside in the dark corners of his mind. Growing up, he worshipped his mother and grew upset when his brother Henry criticized her. On May 16, 1944, Ed called police concern for his brother. He claimed Henry did not return after they split up while fighting a bushfire near the farm. When police arrived, Ed led them directly to his missing brother, Henry, who was laying dead in an area untouched by fire with bruises on his head. The shy and seemingly harmless Ed was quickly dismissed as a suspect, and the coroner listed suffocation as a cause of death. I believe that was Ed Gein's first victim.
How do you...
On November 17, 1957, county sheriffs found Ed Gein's last victim, 58-year-old Bernice Warden, I believe that's how you say it, located in a room known as the summer kitchen behind Gein's house. Her decapitated corpse was hanging upside down by the heels, and her body had been gutted like a deer. A human heart was also found on a pot on the stove, leading investigators to suspect cannibalism. Ed Gein was found unfit for trial until 1968, and he was convicted of murder of Bernice Warden, but found not guilty by reason of insanity. He spent the rest of his life in a mental institution and died in 1984 from lung cancer.
That's crazy.
Wow.
First of all, how do you just cross someone off your suspect list because you think he's quiet?
And harmless?
When he led you directly to the body that was untouched by fire with the victim having bruising on his head and dying of suffocation. What?
That's the same thing I was thinking when I read that. I was like, how? He was the only person there too. Like, how is he not a suspect?
Like, what made him not a suspect?
Well, they were saying that people
seen
thought
him.
him as feminine.
Yeah, quiet and feminine.
So the sheriff was like, this little girl couldn't have done it. Turns out the little girl did it.
I feel like that case would have been a no-brainer if it were happening, like,
Today?
nowadays. Yeah, today.
Yeah.
It would have been a no-brainer.
Well, it wouldn't happen today because everybody's very accepting about that kind of thing. I feel like he just wanted to be accepted. Wanted to be a woman, and then mom drilled in.
Okay, yeah, I get
Hard
that, but
morals.
like, you're...
This is not acceptable. by any means, but I don't think this kind of thing could happen as easily.
Because it's more like kind of like acceptable to like. Kind
Well,
of
yeah, parents are.
Well, I mean, he was a grave robber, was he not?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
Grave robber?
Yeah.
Well, that's
he would
just 'cause he was
steal.
bored.
He would steal the bodies of
Oh.
women, and then he would take their skin, and that's how he would make his stuff. I don't know if you've ever like looked online to see the photos from whenever they arrested him. He had lamps made of skin, couches made of skin, belts made of skin.
So basically
I think he
he
had a
just-
belt of nipples.
So basically, he was just digging up graves and just like
Yeah.
using their skin for like whatever kind of furniture
Whatever
he could
he
think
could
of.
make.
Because I want to say he
Wow.
only actually killed 2 people. I'm not entirely
No,
sure on
yeah,
that.
I think so.
So like basically, he only killed 2 people, but the rest of the skin he had, he just got it from the grave.
Mm-hmm.
From
What
the
type-
people, dead people. Wow.
It was a belt of nipples.
Let me see.
So wait, was mom like not around during his like crafting period?
I don't know. A gloves of skin.
Wow.
Like there's a lamp. He. This is gonna sound rude, but he was freaking insane.
He was.
The couch
man.
of skin, a purse. That's an ear. That's a
Oh
mouth.
my gosh.
Like, and the majority of them, like he got them because he was a grave robber.
Wow. I can't imagine like how bored you got to be in order to be thinking, hey, I'm gonna dig up dead people's grave and just use their skin for what I like.
Well, and essentially, I don't even think it was like out of boredom. You know, like
It was just
when you're so secluded and so like in your own world and just alone, I guess in a sense like not being himself like in his own body, what's the quickest way to, you know,
yeah.
get what you need?
Ooh.
Yeah. And then like it's crazy because I have this friend who's in who used to work for a police department, high police department.
Mm-hmm.
And one day we were talking about Ed Gein, and she was like, oh yeah, he's in prison. I was like, no, he's not. He died a long time ago. And she was like, no, he's in prison. I was like, no, he's not. He died a long time ago. She was like, Astrid, I know that he's in prison because a friend of mine who also worked in the same thing as she did, just in a different area, had booked him in. And I was like, sis, he died a long time ago from cancer. And so I looked it up and like I sent her screenshots of it because we were on FaceTime, and she was like, oh shit, we have a copycat. I was like, hold on, what? But yeah, so like apparently there was a copycat, and the copycat is in jail. And as far as I know, I don't know his name because, you know, being that she worked in that, she can't give me information like that. Like I shouldn't even know this information. But I don't know his name. I don't know where, like in what area he's arrested and being held. All I do know is that he's still incarcerated, rightfully so. Because if you're an Ed Gein copycat, you don't need to be free.
So it's not Ed Gein himself, it was actually just a
Yeah.
copycat.
Yeah, it was a copycat. It was a copycat killer.
It couldn't be Ed Gein himself because he died 1984.
And I found this out like maybe in June, July of this year.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, that's why I'm scared of the world. There can be many copycats of just random murders.
Dude, it's crazy. I do have an update on the mother of the 4 children from Houston. The mother's bond was bumped up to 1.5 million.
Well, that's more reasonable.
Yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause, I mean-
thankfully.
What was it, 900?
900,000, and the boyfriend was 1 million.
Yeah, it was 1 million for the boy.
So she got bumped out, he didn't?
He didn't,
Oh,
His
but
sister one.
neither of them are out on bond.
that's good.
They gonna be in there.
Good. I hope they stay like that.
Ooh, I don't know if y'all heard of Cleo Smith from, I believe, Australia. She had gone missing, and she was gone for I think 18 days, abducted from her parents' campsite. They did find her alive, thankfully. I believe they found her on the 2nd, because we were in Galveston when I saw that they had found her. She's alive, she isn't harmed. The guy who had her was obsessed with Bratz dolls, and I mean obsessed. Like when police were taking the dolls out, there was bags upon bags of all these like Bratz dolls.
What?
Yeah. I think it was the day before he abducted her. He posted a picture of like holding his Bratz dolls and like saying how much like he loved them or something like that. I can't remember like for sure. But she is home. She's with her mom and dad. So, you know, there's a good one that came out. There's a happy ending sometimes. Should we wrap this up?
Yeah.
You should
Yes.
wrap this up.
Okay, well, with that being said, right before we end this, I do want to say, y'all go join our Insta. We're going to do a raffle giveaway. I know we're just starting, look at us. But what we're going to do is, right now we already have a few followers. We haven't hit 100 yet, but for everyone who follows our Insta and is active on our Insta, we're going to put your name or like your handle on a ticket that I have, because I bought a bunch of these little tickets because they're cute. And so we're gonna write y'all's name or y'all's handle on that ticket. And when we hit 100 followers, one of these goons is gonna pull a name, and that person will win a painting because Vanessa is a great artist. And then when we hit 150, one of y'all will win a cup. Will you go grab the coffee and frying cup? Yeah. You will win a cup like, I guess you can't see that. We'll add a picture in there.
Hold on.
How do I block the sun?
I'll
Kobe
block
was
the
not
sun.
lying.
I'm a wall of meat.
There you go.
Okay, so it'll be a cup like this of coffee and crime. Thank you. And so forth. So right now we have those 2 prizes that we're gonna do.
Keep up with our stories that we post because we will post a lot of behind the scenes, a lot of what we have going on outside of the, YouTube, what we want to do, and etc.
Yeah, the more active that you are on Instagram, the more times you can get your name in there. So like sharing, liking, all that, commenting,
Supporters get rewarded.
Yes. But yeah, so with that being said, thank y'all for tuning in, and we will see y'all next week.
One more thing. At 100 followers, I'm going to pick one random lucky subscriber, and I'm going to send you a DM. It's going to be very heartfelt. You'll love it.
And that's
Could be
saying
me.
something. He doesn't use Instagram. Alright guys, don't forget to like and subscribe, comment down below, and go follow the Insta, and we'll catch y'all next week. Peace out.
Peace out,
Laters.
Girl Scout.
Oh, I'm over here talking to this one.
See ya.
Bye.
Yoo-hoo! Big summer blowout.
No. Oh God.